It was not the first time my grandmother had delivered a child over to the world of slavery. Perhaps the pain of doing so had taught her that words would bring no comfort to her or to me. I suspect this to be the reason she left without saying a word. How many grandchildren, how many children can any one person lose and remain unbroken? Hey, Grandmama, look at Grandmama? Where's Grandmama? She's gone, Fred. This here your new home. Although I had been born a slave, it was not until my grandmother left me at the great house that I started to become aware of what that truly meant. Before we left my grandmother's humble cabin, making the long walk to my new home, I was, as far as my limited understanding permitted, simply a child. By the end of that day, my childhood had ended. Reality itself began to transform, and I, by virtue of circumstances I could not comprehend or control, I had become a slave. We'll look at that later. 2. Coming to understand slavery. It is difficult, even after all these years, to find the words to convey the reality of being a slave. Sleeping upon the floor of a kitchen closet, my new life within the great house was a nightmare that no human should ever endure, most especially a child. Though Captain Anthony was the master of the property, he left its charge to a woman known to all as Aunt Katy. Ill tempered and cruel by nature, Aunt Katy seemed to take pleasure in both my hunger and suffering, as if I, a child she'd never met, had done her some irreparable harm. We children were fed cornmeal, served in a wooden trough, as if we were pigs, each fighting for enough food to satiate, to sate the hunger in our bellies. The fastest ate the most, the strongest secured the best place, and the majority, like myself, left the trough hungry and wanting more. One day I offended Auntie Katy. The specifics of the offense have been forgotten, for my offenses were numerous and depended greatly on Aunt Katy's mood. You a bad child, Fred. For that, I'm fixin' to starve the life out of you. True to her word, true to her word, Aunt Katy did not feed me. Too hungry to sleep, I wept in the kitchen. Alone, afraid, and hungry, I had reached a level of great despair. Fred, is that you? I ain't done nothing wrong, I promise. I was just real hungry, and while within that most pitiable of states that I found myself, there came a most unexpected rescuer. Fred, baby, ain't nothing to fear. It's me, your mamma. Appearing as she did, it seemed as if she had been delivered to me in response to the despair that gripped my soul. Mamma? After laboring in the field all day long, she walked 12 miles to see me. 12 miles she would need to walk again before the sun next rose. She walked 12 miles to bake me a cake. She walked 12 miles to remind me that I was the son of a mother who loved me. I told her of Aunt Katie's abuses, and she came to my defense as only a mother would. And that's the time. Stop and stop for now.